Well, hello there, Space Monkeys. Welcome to Political Fight Club. I'm Robert Durden, and in this episode we're going to be talking about the Trucker Convoy that has effectively brought Ottawa, Canada, for most of my listeners, it's Canada, to a standstill over the vaccine mandates. So I want to show them some love and solidarity. What they're doing right now is absolutely wonderful, but I'd also like to talk about, it's weird that a lot of the leftists who have previously done such good work and who I thought really cared about like worker solidarity and rising up against the government are suddenly making this trucker convoy protest into like a partisan issue, which it's not. It's really weird, and I'm not going to name drop the people. You know who I'm talking about right now. And I would implore these people to reconsider and, think about it for a couple of days and then come back out and maybe correct yourselves. Just a thought. Anyway, the trucker convoy up there is what they've done is they've a bunch of semi-truck drivers who are protesting the vaccine mandates because for their jobs they're required to get the vaccines. They have parked their trucks throughout the streets of Ottawa and just left them there and effectively brought Ottawa to its knees. So this is an excellent idea, and now what they're doing is a derivative of like a joke that I had earlier, but I kind of tongue-in-cheek really want us to do this, is the big party that we would throw around Congress, our Bidenville that I was talking about, where basically all the homeless people, all the people that have been evicted from their homes, and all the people that have been downtrodden by our government get together and set up a Bidenville, similar to a Hooverville, around Congress, and we all have a big-ass party, and we take care of each other, and we just stay out there, and it's a peaceful protest where we're all having a lot of fun and taking care of each other. That's essentially what they're doing right now in Ottawa. They have bouncy houses and they're dancing and they're doing a peaceful protest, and I think it's effective and it's for something that I actually care about. I am against vaccine mandates and I'm a doctor. I'm for informed consent. I'm pro-vaccine, but you can't force people to do it. So I've been anti-mandate for forever, and so I agree with the principle of their protest, and so I would love to be there with them. I just can't get out there. Now, what frustrates me, though, is now there are some lefties coming out and saying that, well, the funding for a lot of the groups that set up the protest is coming from, like, right-wing billionaires and right-wing groups. And there are a lot of right-wingers there. They're outliers. There's a lot of people of color there as well. There's a lot of lefties there as well. So I feel like that's, anecdotal. It's a very diverse protest, actually. And as far as when something like this happens, a protest that comes out that's for something that I care about, like being against vaccine mandates, and that is effective, my first thought is always, awesome, I'm standing in solidarity with them, I'm going to pump them as much as I can, and I'm going to learn as much as I can from that protest so that hopefully we can replicate it and do it, for instance, here in the United States. But it's weird, a lot of these reactionary lefties are starting to sound like shitlibs, where they come out and they go, well, this protest is so obviously an op by right-wing billionaires because a lot of its funding comes from right-wing billionaires. Immediately making a protest that is effective and for something that I thought we were all on the same page ethically on, as far as leftists go, making it into a partisan issue, which it really is not. I don't judge a protest by who I think is going to show up. I don't judge a protest by that. If it's for something that I care about, I'm going to show up with my fellow proletariat. And that's exactly who it is. It's a bunch of poor people. They're protesting the vaccine mandates. I'm for that. So I don't ever make that about Republican versus Democrat. It's weird that people do that. And it's an odd tactic, too, because this is a weird way of, again, diffusing successful protests on the basis of partisan politics, which the protests should have nothing to do with partisan politics, nothing to do. And that shouldn't be your first thought upon looking at a protest is, well, is it mostly going to be Republicans there? Or is it mostly funded by Republicans? I don't care. If it's for something I care about, and it's working, and people that are working class and poor people are showing solidarity, I'm there. I'm with you. I'm 100% in solidarity with you, and I will show up if it's close enough for me to actually drive to. I will get there. I don't have a very well working car, so I can't drive to Ottawa, and I'm not sure that they even would let me in. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I show them solidarity because what they're doing is the right thing, and because the protest is actually working. It's got national headlines all over the place, and I hope we can do the same thing here, and I hope that in America we can not listen to those shitlibs and not become divided along partisan lines when it comes to our protesting. So let's do what these Canadian truckers are doing here. Let's figure out ways to leverage our power, throw a big party in the middle of a city, shut it down, be nonviolent. We'll have some drinks, we'll smoke some weed, we'll sit around, campfires and dance, and we'll jump in the bouncy house after having 3 or 4 drinks, and we'll try not to throw up, and we'll have some laughs, and we'll bring a city to its knees, and then maybe we'll get some things that we need. This is an effective strategy. I hope it can be replicated here, and I don't give a fiddler's fuck who is funding it, who's going to be there. If you are for the same things that I am, which most Americans are for, like, let's help the working class out, let's fight against vaccine mandates, let's get health care for all. If those are the things that you care about and those are the things you're protesting for, I don't give a shit what you label yourself. You're a comrade of mine. So it's weird. It's really weird to see the reactions of some of these lefties immediately making this about like the funding. It seems like something Walker Bragman would do. And he's not the one doing this, but at least as far as I've seen. But that's this weird new tactic where it's like, let's not even worry about like the efficacy of something or the data behind something. Let's immediately just go to, oh, it's funded by the Koch brothers, or it's funded by this right-wing group. If the principle behind the protest is sound, and it's a whole bunch of diverse people showing up, I don't give a shit that a few people that are far righties are there either. I'm not going to like boycott protests just because occasionally some Trump people show up to it. That is extremely nefarious thinking. It's extremely divisive, and it's really, it's counterproductive for producing effective protest. So I wish we could stop that. And you know who you are. I'm not going to name drop you, but let's just put our differences aside for the sake of protest. Does that sound good? Can we all agree? Anyway, I love you guys. I will be back in a few days. I've almost finished up my writing and my reading. I missed you guys a lot. Keep fighting that good fight out there, but this was just too important for me not to weigh in on, okay? We have to stick together. Stop seeing things as red versus blue and start seeing them as the haves versus the have-nots. And what I see in Canada right now, in Ottawa, is a whole bunch of have-nots giving the finger to the haves. And I am 100% for that. I don't give a shit what the people that happen to be there label themselves and how it's being funded. I don't care. It's effective, it's for something I care about, and it seems to actually be working. So let's do this. Let's do this. I'll see you guys later.